Hello everyone, welcome to Fiaura. So what I have for you guys today is the Leopard 1, the little tier 3, as requested by Obsidian that I review a low tier tank. Well, this is a tier 3, this is about as low as you can get and still, be in a actual tank. And this happens to be my favorite tank of all time. Don't argue with me. If you don't like it, tough. Just saying. How y'all doing? Alright, so what is it about the Leopard 1 that makes it unique and special and awesome? Well, we're going to compare it to its counterparts, and we're going to compare it in some PvP, in which it is not the high tier tank, and then we're going to compare it in some PvE, in which again it's not the high tier tank, and you guys will get to see all of this. In the meantime, let's talk about, before we do any in-game comparisons to this vehicle, this thing's service record. It's a mile long. It is literally a mile long. There's Leopard 1, Leopard 1A1, Leopard 1A2, Leopard 1A3, Leopard 1A4, Leopard 1A5, and the proposed Leopard 1A6, which I was wrong in the Leopard 1A5 video. The Leopard 1A6 is what I was talking about, which was a proposal to move the Leopard 1 to a 120mm gun and add explosive reactive armor all over it, in addition to additional applique armor skirts on the side. They decided not to do this and began development of Leopard 2. This tank was developed in Germany in response to the T-62. At the time, it was pretty much determined that armor was useless, which is reflected in every game the Leopard 1 is in. It doesn't have armor. It has just enough armor to stop small arms fire. Instead, it's built around the idea of keeping the crew alive, stealth, firepower, and speed. This is one of the few main battle tanks of this little low tier that will do 65 kph, and it will do all of that 65 kph. Basically, the Leopard 1 was designed so that if you hit it, fine, it's knocked out, the crew gets out, walks off, tank destroys itself, everything's taken care of. However, it packs the legendary British 105mm L7 gun in a German Rheinmetall version that is extended to be an L52. That means it's a little longer than the standard and therefore more, and it's actually more accurate than the Royal Ordnance L7. Go figure. This tank has seen service in Australia, Belgium. Canada is still using them today and actually uses Leopard 2s now as well. Denmark, Greece, Italy, Lebanon, Turkey, Brazil, Chile, Ecuador, the Netherlands, Norway, even the United Kingdom has a couple of them. It won the contest between the French AMX-30 versus the Leopard 2, and is the response to the Soviet T-62 main battle tank. So, in game terms, now that we know all of this, what does the Leopard have over its counterparts? So here's the Leopard, and I'm going to remember to move my picture this time. Here is the here is the M60 Patton. So let's compare these two tanks. Leopard 1, DPM, got you spanked. It's got the firepower, it's got the penetration, and it's got the sheer amount of oomph per minute. Hit points wise, well, equipped with the same hull upgrades, oddly enough, the Leopard 1 has more hit points than the M60 Patton and the T-62, by the way. Armor wise, what's armor? The armor is thick enough that these tier 3 and 4 autocannons won't penetrate it from the front. The side, yeah, you're going in. And any main battle tank or 90mm plus 76mm, hell, any gun that is firing a depleted sabot round, it's going to punch it. Nothing you can do about it. It has the highest camouflage rating I've ever seen on a main battle tank, and by far it is the fastest main battle tank at tier 3. Heck, it might just be faster than some of the other vehicles available to you. View range 400, which is massively impressive for a Tier 3 MBT, and fully upgraded, I believe. Yes, it does get the image intensifier, increasing its view range further, and the rangefinder to increase its accuracy. So we have that. Gun depression. It matches the Patton's gun depression off the front, however off the rear it has worse. It spins. This thing spins. Just flat out. Turret and hull traverse are amazing. Accuracy spread, it's accurate, more accurate than the Patton, and it's got a much better targeting time, just flat out, when equipped with the same commander. And it's close to the same upgrades as I can give it. Now, since it gets a mobility retrofit, I recommend you take the air induction and pre-cleaner that it comes with once you have it. But we'll get to the retrofits in a second. Let's take a look at it versus the T62. Hit points wise, need SA more. Penetration, more pen. Alpha, not quite as much alpha, but it makes up for this in the damage per minute department. This is a main battle tank that will kill you. You literally get this thing in and use its hit point pool and just pump shells into people. Knowing that every time you get shot you're going to get penned, may as well just see how many shells I can put through somebody before they can kill me. You will always get your second shot off before the enemy. You will always aim faster than the enemy at this tier, and you're more accurate than the T62 or the Patton. I also think you're more accurate than the Object 155. Yep, you're probably doing better than the Object 430. Yep, accuracy, damage, reload, even penetration. Even the Legend Type 59 Legend, your damage output dwarfs it. View range. Again, you win the view range contest here. You have a 400 view range. I'm going to illustrate this by looking at the XM800, who has a 480 view range. The Scorpion, who has a 370. You outview a light tank? Yeah. Yeah, the T92, you're out. You got a longer view range than he does. So you're talking about somewhere between light tank and AFV view range on a main battle tank in exchange for most of the nice stuff like armor. Speed-wise against the T62, you're outrunning him. You're booking it. There's nothing he can do to catch you. I will go ahead and tell you, if you can get a shot at the T62's hull and it's not well angled or you're not below it, you will penetrate just by looking at the hull and spamming Sabo rounds. And there's nothing it can do. I almost, in Tier 3 only battles, just fire heat out of this thing, because there's nothing the heat round can't penetrate either. The penetration on this heat round is 193, which is almost the equivalent of the T62's Sabo round. I mean, I'm going to take a look and make sure my 62 is fully upgraded. I think it is. No, it's not, but you're still outpenning him and outdamaging him with every shot. There's nothing he can do to keep up with you. Well, his damage output is not as great. It is better than yours on the Alpha, but damage per minute, you're still winning. Now, camouflage, he has better camo for some reason. I would think it'd be pretty easy to spot a T62, but I could be wrong. Turret traverse, the T62's got you on turret traverse, but your hull traverse is so much better. So much better. And you've got much better gun depression at all angles but off your ass. Better accuracy, better targeting time. So what you in effect have with the Leopard 1 is a tank that is designed basically as an MBT that functions as a quasi-light tank. Except for the fact that its damage per minute is obscene. Recommended commanders. Well, I can recommend Freya. I can recommend Victor, because you're firing so fast you're going to bounce a shot occasionally. Firing even faster, amazing idea. Philip's not bad. He's not great. He's not bad. Carlos, pretty good too. I personally would still go with Freya, just because I like Freya, but that's me personally. You play it for your playstyle though. Factor in that your playstyle might be a little different than mine. Ammunition, I recommend 28 Sabos, 2 HE just in case you need something HE'd, and 20 heat rounds because you're going to shoot a lot of heat at low tier vehicles. Standard consumable kit layout. For the crew, smooth ride, off-road driving, good choices. Gunner, quick draw. Shoot from the hip, because this is not the tank you want to sit out and actually take the full time to aim. A lot of the time you just want to fire the shell. Shoot from the hip's your best bet. Loader, rapid fire, and explosive shells. Make your shells hurt. Make them hurt. Retrofit, advanced thermal sleeve all the way. You're already going to fire faster than everyone. Make it even worse. Fire so quick they can't retaliate. You get an armor retrofit. Just straight up give it more hit points. And again, it gives you the best one for it. Increased acceleration and increased hull traverse on the Leopard is absolutely vital if you want to turn this into a quasi-light tank. So since it's going to force you to take a mobility, take the one that comes with the Leopard line upgrades, which is the air induction cleaner, as you can see here. Now, anything else I have to describe about this tank? No, not really. I love the Leopard one for a lot of reasons. It's a joy to drive. If you've ever ridden in one, they're smooth. They're not bumpy. They're not. And despite not having a lot of armor, it's really just a rugged tank that works in just about every environment you can think of. And that 105 gun is just straight up powerful. So, that's what I have to say about the Leopard 1. My opinion might be a little bit biased. I hope you don't mind. Let's go take a look at it in PvP, and then we'll take a look at it in PvE, and I'll show you. By the way, if you don't think PvE matters, trust me, it does, because you're going to see how much damage it can really throw out when you're calculating the reloads of tanks that technically should be throwing out more damage than you, such as tank destroyers. And you're going to see this thing outperform them. So let's go take a look. Tank. Yeah. Actually, it's not a tank. The PT-76 is not a tank.
Tier 3?
Okay, that's a tank.
What's the deal with that tank?
What tank?
For a while.
The Type?
What is the Tier 3 premium?
It's the Type 59. It's a, what is it called? It's the Christmas gift. It's also the direct insult to wargaming. Because wargaming has made this big hubbub about the, rare Type 59 that everybody wants. And then Obsidian's like, everybody gets a Type 59. Okay, there's no arty. So, I'm actually going to go up top and try to use the Leopard's gun depression to rain down in the city.
The fact that the only thing you've got resembling armour is on your turrets.
Yeah, all the armor's on the gun mantle. Because, the Germans went, well, the rest of the tank is relatively cheap. How expensive's the gun? That's expensive. How expensive is it to replace the crew? That's expensive. Let's make sure those two things are protected.
Basically.
Screw everything else. Those two things need to be protected. Of course, on an encounter, none of our team come to the city.
Identify. Awful, thanks.
Because that would make sense, right?
Yep, it certainly would.
Snapped it into the ground.
Nah.
I only had like a half a second to actually get the shot off.
I had too much fun.
Identify. Awful, thanks.
I'm now smoking crate
Got
in the
him.
middle of the river. Mind you, to be fair, not much of their team went up into the city either. Most of them are trying to snipe from the outskirts road.
Hey, type. I have one goal in life, to make your life suck. Oh, I bounced its ass.
Identify target.
Damn, he stopped like just on a dime. Come on, force him back, and I can knock the piss out of him. Force him back, come on! Is he just gonna sit there and take it? Yeah, he's done. Load heat.
Well, not much left of that one, Spitfire.
Nothing left of the city. I have exceeded my hit points and damage. Actually, from just, you know, ramming it down those MBT's throats.
Nice. All right, show off. I got 688, but I'm interested to see how much spotting I got. Because let's face it, I am still the most forward any of our team has gone this match.
That's true. You are the most forward. Not that that's necessarily a good place for you to be, but you know. Win some, you lose some, right?
Yeah. Oh, robbed.
Run! Bounce and run before the leopard. Though I don't really understand the bounce part, but running's good.
Oh, so that's what happens when you work with somebody with a Mycom tag, is it? Yeah, permaband, right.
Oh, come on! No pen my ass! And I got blind shotted. Because I threw out the smoke, they couldn't see me, and then he fired again anyway.
Not officially, anyway. Ah, very shrewd of you. Quick, psst, you think this one's a terrorist?
Where's that Pack 90?
Yeah, that bit does kind of suck.
You can't make good comments either? Alright, I'm gonna back up on the cap.
Yeah.
It takes 4 minutes? God, that's ridiculous.
I thought it was only 3 for... Alright.
Shit.
Well, you've got about 3 minutes before you need to worry about capture, so...
Yeah, but I can't let that guy have him. We gotta stop him.
Yeah. 83 hit points is not a good place to be taking on a Pack 90.
He bounced.
He didn't.
Loader, Savo.
You know, you'd have thought with all that rubber that the Xylo would bounce a little better than that.
As long as the Xylo doesn't fuck it up, he should be fine. Let's see if I can spot the 62 out, because I've got the view range.
And the gun.
Identify. Hostile tank.
Ricochet, of course.
Go Savo.
Pack's not in a position to hit me right now.
Identify target. Hostile tank. Go Savo.
Oh, damn.
Up. Positive. Go Savo.
Oh, for shit's sake! Oh, thank God he fired HE. Low roll from hell.
That was rather cocky of him.
He fired fucking high explosive.
Yeah, just don't sneeze on your tank, though.
Yeah, 237's my minimum. I rolled 239.
Jesus.
God, low roll from hell. I'm like, my average is 265. Nope.
Still doesn't beat that one from World of Tanks in the RU, where you literally rolled bottom.
I'm looking at the camouflage on the tank.
Coming in behind you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's two people pointed back that way. If they both missed, we fucking lose. Whew. You know what? That's a good Leopard match.
Also, a good lesson in not getting cocky.
I love Cold Strike. I love Cold Strike. I know that map. I've played it since... I can't actually say how long I've played it until they lift the the NDA, which is until next month. But I've played it a long time. Let's put it that way.
Oh my god. I came fourth. With
You got 8 spots. That's the important part. So, here we have the Leopard 1. I am paired with an 3 tank destroyers, technically. And a T-64, a tier-up main battle tank that should have the alpha from hell to beat me senseless. However, I'm in a Leopard 1, which, as you can see with the commander, the outfittings, and the current crew training I have as a 5.04 second reload, a fully maxed out loader can put this thing down to 4-second firing time. Now I'm going to take a couple hits, not like I care. I'm in the Leopard. I have hit points. I know I have hit points. Yeah. And I have rate of fire. I might not have the greatest alpha, but it's enough. We're going to start the outperforming of these guys. If you notice, the tank destroyer next to me is not firing near as fast as I am. None of them are. That might be because they don't have the same equipment unlocked, but at the end of the day, this thing just pumps out shells. And it's pretty accurate on the move. Now, the shells don't have the even the heat rounds don't have the highest alpha hit from an individual round, but that's not what you're worried about. What you're worried about is managing to get off 4 and 5 shells compared to your enemy's 2 or 3. And just because you miss one doesn't mean you really care. As you guys just saw, Just as he died, I got reloaded. And it took 3 different tanks shooting him to beat me on that reload. Yeah. Just imagine that loader in there working working those shells in and out. Just going to town. Of course there's a building there. Now I'm pushing up into these Belgilette Panzers. Now something to remember, you're seeing me bounce around or two. In PvP, no. Just flat out. PvE, some of the fragile and lower stuff, yeah, you'll bounce it. But PvP, you ain't gonna bounce shit. Sabo rounds from AFVs will pin your lower plate. And your side armor. So, don't get used to taking shells. It ain't gonna happen for you. But what is gonna happen is you will always reload first. If you fired at the same time, you're going to get the next shot off. If there's nothing threatening you, just get into position to where you can pull out of the way, so as soon as he comes back out, you fire, you're gone. And then you have the speed and mobility to relocate. Look at this. Look at this. 5 seconds later, killed. I am beating these tank destroyers on reload. That's how quick this thing can ram a shell in. And no, I don't expect you to get the reload down to 5 seconds. But even with just a standard thermal sleeve and an okay trained loader, you're still talking about 5.4, 5.55 seconds. Decent commander, 5.2. Then you start really working the crew up, and you're just slamming through shells. I'm already out of heat rounds. I have fired all of my heat shells already. I only brought 20. Figured I'd be cheeky and hit that thing with a squash shell, but he actually he fired his second shot to my 4th. That's how ridiculous this can get. And since it comes with a thermal sleeve, equip it. If you've already gone down and gotten the other thermal sleeve, why aren't you using it?
All targets armed and hot.
I mean, everybody gets access to the thermal sleeve. You may as well slap it on this one. Because you're not going to win any alpha contest, as you can see. But you're definitely going to be able to win the I'm going to kill you first contest. Now this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking at shot on the move. Come flying up here, go into sniper, barely aim, dead on target. Nothing else I can say about that. It's just dead on target.
Looks like they're turning their attention elsewhere. I hope they don't head.
And as you can see, this thing is quick. You can get back and forth across the battlefield relatively easily.
We're loading up the tanker now, so keep them off of us. Enemy tank spotted to the east.
Now I start to pull over here to help, and I'm like, right, there's like 4 of our tanks pumping these guys full of lead. While I can, sorry, I'm a little tired. While I can put a round in him, I don't guess they really are. Yeah, it's not happening. Now this is ridiculous. I get a shot. LAB3. Somebody fired a shot. I get a tracking blow. And before that other person gets another shot off, he's dead. Matter of fact, by the time the shell actually impacts, you're already a 5th of the way through your reload. And again, I don't care that I flubbed 1 shot. Unless it's a critical life-altering shot, you don't really care. Because you're going to fire again before they reload. Now this, you know, I got that one. Now, the enemy, now that tank destroyer fired before me. Did he really fire before me and I still reloaded first? Yeah. Now this shot I probably shouldn't have taken. Because it's a sliver of a shot and our T-64 was moving forward. But it's on... thing about the Leopard, you can only take it into medium, so you don't have to worry about team damage. Good night. It's my 12th kill. It's that quick. It's that quick. I don't know what happened up there. I just got like this little jam up for a second. Let's keep moving forward. I'm not going to make it. Now, you can see this thing will do its 64. Actually, it's doing faster than its top speed right now. It'll do its full speed, but I'm not going to make it there. Even doing this crazy amount of speed. As I said, you can relocate. So you can act like a quasi-light tank, but you're a main battle tank, so jumping off cliffs like that doesn't hurt you. And that's going to be the end of this one.
All right, Black Company, we are a go. Those fanatical bastards can't get their hands on the oil here either. Let them have a hollow victory. Enjoy that paycheck. You'll be
And that's the
in touch
Leopard
again.
1, guys. So as requested by a representative from Obsidian, I have reviewed a low-tier tank. Let's go take a look at the final stats, and then we'll do the outro. All nice and neat. So what y'all think? You've seen the PvP, you've seen the PvE. What do you think of the Leopard? 5,200, 5,500 damage, 12 kills. I did not actually get the blue star, however, because I didn't get as many spots. But it'll throw it out all day long. Mid, short, long range, doesn't care. So I thank everyone for watching all the way through to the end. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to see more stuff by Fiaura, please subscribe. Please like the video. Every one of those little thumbs up helps. Please do it. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so through Patreon or through the ad at the end of the video. And here's the previous Armored Warfare video right there. It's mentioning the fact that I have access to every single tank in the game. If you want something reviewed, ask, and ye shall receive. In the meantime, from my house to yours, this is Fiaura officially signing off for right now, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, guys! To your vehicle as well. So, I'm going to be reviewing the Leopard 1, the original Leopard 1, first. And then moving to review some other things. Hello! That was HE. That's silly. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna give me that side?
Identify target. Hostile tank.
My friends seem to have your ramped attention.